Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto the like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. If you want to know why America, Babylon the Great, why America is Babylon the Great, why America, Babylon the Great / America needs to be destroyed, and why 2/3 need to be taken out. And what else? Exhibit A.
I am Alien. I'm 26. I'm single.
How long have you been single?
Basically all my life. I had situationships, but never really had a real relationship.
Okay, and what about the trees? Weren't you in love with a tree?
Yeah, I'm still in love with him. I still go see him. Yeah.
Well, I guess trees do have this, right?
Yeah.
Do you check? How do you check the sex of a tree?
I believe that majority of trees that are just planted around are male.
They're mostly male.
Yeah, they're mostly male. That's why the pollen from the trees are so like.
Okay, how many relationships with trees have you had?
Well, it just depends on what type of relationship we're talking about. Like I don't have relationships, but I have like one that I call my babe, and then the other ones I like go and see as like an ancestor type of thing, or like I look at it as a friend or whatever.
If you found out the tree was a woman, would you consider yourself bi?
I wouldn't care.
Has the tree ever cheated on you?
I mean, probably.
Switch quick.
More than likely. I am Alien. I'm 26.
All right, this is the exact reason why 2/3 of the nation of Israel got to be put to death. This is why a lot of you black women, I mean, this shit can't go no further than what it is right there. In other words, this has got to be it. This bitch is completely nuts. And they're talking to her as if she's a child and nobody's correcting her. He's laughing at her. The girl right beside her is trying to understand her. This is this is why judgment is coming so hard on you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're bugged the fuck out. This dingbat is bugged the fuck out. She got demons on her. All right, demons are plaguing her mind. The type of woman you're supposed to stay away from is the woman with the colorful hair. That was a meme of animals that change colors, and all the animals that change colors, I believe one of them was a toad. It looks pretty, but it said basically if you touch these animals, you would die. Well, you give something like that, you will die. This is not the future of a mother of a great nation. This is a product of Babylon the Great. All right, she's completely bugged the fuck out of her mind. I guarantee her parents is like, why the fuck did I get rid of you when they had the chance? And everybody could say, sensitive ass people were like, oh, we can't be saying that. There's a reason why, in accordance to the scriptures, if you got a rebellious child, take them out. And I don't mean take them out aside. There's certain protocols. This is not normal. This is not cute. This is funny in a sense, but it's not funny. Because these idiots that's in the panel, they're not wanting this chick. They're not telling her nothing. They just let her be. Let her be the sorry individual that she is. This is Babylon the Great. And this proves that our people are fucking gone. Revelations 11:8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom. And you heard what she said. They try to bleep it out, that she has a relationship with a tree or trees. And if the trees had it their way, they would have run away from that bitch. But the tree can't leave because it's planted down in the ground. But that's an abominable thing that she's doing. All right? That's an offense. But you could clearly see she's spiritually dead. She's spiritually dead. The people that's around her spiritually dead. And the only thing she needs is a great reset. All right. According to the scriptures, we don't die. We go to sleep. So a lot of people need a great hard a great hard reset. Okay. I'm laughing because just thought about it, the terminology. Because when you have a computer and if the computer is not acting correctly, right? You need a reset. Isaiah 3, I'll start at 1 and 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and his ass, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people do not consider. So, who are the Israelites? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You do not know who your master is. You don't know who feeds you, guides you, protects you. All right? Nor do you consider. Okay? And it says, O sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. Iniquity is sin multiplied. A seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, that have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone away backward. And believe it or not, that bitch she is backwards. And a lot of our people are backwards. There's a new term what everybody's talking about, talking to the ancestors, like how she explained it. So you're supposed to be talking to dead people that are dead. You must be talking to the living God that never dies. But you lost that. A lot of things that people practice is what they learn from the other nations. And they lost that. They lost that connection. It's Hosea 4, 4 and 6, my people destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right? And like I just read it, they don't, nor do they consider. So she don't consider what she's doing is wrong. And Esau's really responsible for behaviors like that because he allowed this thing to be normalized for the past, what was it? I could say 8 years. I can't remember. Blacker. I could be known. It could really have started when Obama was in office. That was just like the opening to a lot of very variables. So you had pretty much a generation that's been spiritually effed up. So instead of people um, disagree with the behavior, they accepted the behavior. So yeah, is this is his fault. This is his doing. This she's a product of the Babylonian system. Okay, but a rebellious spirit that was always in Jake. Rebel means to fight back, to fight against. What are you fighting against? And fighting against the Lord. So that this is a as backwards mindset. Different from a heathen. Sex in the tree? Seriously? But let me read on. Why should you be stricken anymore? Stricken means nakah, to strike, smite, hit, beat, slay, kill. So even to the point, y'all get killed. Why the Lord said, why should you be stricken? Why should you be beaten? Why should you be disciplined anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick. The whole heart is faint. So the head of Israel is Judah. All right. So the whole entire body of Israel is sick. This is why the Latin tribes worship got the demon name. Well, we don't know it as death. All right. they just straight up worship death. The other tribes, they worship different gods openly. Other tribes don't worship. Some tribes don't. Not they all sick. They're all backwards. Okay, this is why the Lord is going to. He's gonna have to start over, and it's a blessing. Like why? Like there's certain people in our lives. It's like no matter what you tell them to do, and I'm being real. No matter what you tell them to do, however you help them, they can't get it right. But the messed up part is not, nah, you don't give up on that individual. It's their spirit ain't right. And it's no matter what you say or no matter what you do, their spirit remains filthy. Like it's just the weirdest thing in the world. And a lot of us, and shit, either they repent, which a lot of them won't, they won't repent. But a lot of people need a hard reset. And the Lord is about to do a hard reset to his people. All right. Hey, if the Lord says he's going to do it, who the hell are we? It says, from the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there's no soundness in it. The word soundness in the Hebrew is, wow, that's weird. Matan, no, matam, matan, soundness, entirety. Oh, it says complete. Man is my reading, man. Nope. Soundness is supposed to be like health. Like you are healthy. What's in an apocrypha real quick? No, that's not the one. Soundness. If it's an apocrypha like that. It says, I knew it. Maybe sounds. Nope. All right. Sirach. No, it's a Sirach. Right, there it is. Well, it doesn't say it, but Sirach 30 and 15. Man, I started at 14. Ooh, I can start up. This is perfect. Sirach 30. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this is all good. All right. All right. Sirach 30 and I saw that 8. Is it as a and horse not broken, becometh strong, headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. A cocker thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. And this goes all into how to discipline your child. And a lot of parents has, instead of disciplining their child, become friends with their children. You're not, if you're a parent, you're not a friend with your child. That's their child. You always got to keep that order and respect. So, what happens when, like, you can just tell her background. What happens when she wants to go outside dressed as whatever? You know, two different shoes. I seen, like, you see people. She would wear like a sundress, like a costume dress, looking all bugged out. You're supposed to discipline that child, all right, and tell them like, no, you go out there, you look respectable, you this, that, to the third. But what happens? People don't raise their children correctly, and that chick is a prime example of bad parenting. All right. If she even had parents, she probably was abused. That's not normal behavior, even though this world make it deemed to be normal. And the new norm is abuse. If you had an abusive background, everybody feels sorry for you, sympathetic. Okay, and a lot of people lie, tell the world that they've been abused. There's a lot of shit that's going on, and it says, "Laugh not with him or her, least that have sorrow with him, and least thy gnash thy teeth in the end." So if you be too playful for your child, eventually you'll pay. That's not a good look, but a young, well, I don't know how old is that woman to be in that state. All right, even when certain haircuts you see these young kids be having, like, what the like, why would your parents allow you to do that? And it's like, oh, they just like it. Like that don't even look fucking normal, but it's just they just they're just wicked, man. A rebellious generation. It says, give him no liberty in his youth. Wake not at his follies. So you're not supposed to, the slightest thing when it's repeated, because children need direction. We live in the world, if I read further up, it would say, but we live in a world where if you don't raise your child to be corrected, how to conduct themselves in the world is going to crush them and destroy them. You think all these protesters that's out there, you think a lot of them are being led. It was the same when I was growing up. I keep bringing it up. If you see, I can't believe damn, I feel like it was just yesterday, literally. If your friends jump off a bridge, would you jump? And the answer is supposed to be to that is no. Why? Because you're not supposed to be a follower. Okay? You're supposed to have common sense. Matter of fact, it's an Exodus. Follow not the multitude of evil. Exodus 23 and 2 says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in the cause to declare after many to wrest judgment. So you're just not supposed to be following the crowd. You're supposed to be individual thought, but you're supposed to be thought in the right manner. And when you have all these children and doing whatever the hell they want to do, she's obviously, like I said, she's obviously something happened to that child. She's been touched, and not not in a good way. All right, she's been touched. It says, verse 12, bow down his neck or hers while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thy heart. So that's part of the law. All right, let's tell you Hebrews 12 and I'm not gonna get it though. It's just 12 and not 16. 12 and like 6 tells you about a child that's a bastard. This is why the Lord is consistently beating us. All right. It says, chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than the rich man that is afflicted in his body. So sound or soundness it's equated to health. Okay? It's equated to health. And a lot of these people are unhealthy. I mean, physically unhealthy, spiritually unhealthy. Just like a double whammy. And they just go with whatever flow that's there. This is why Yahweh Hashem, he has to do a hard reset. Sirach 26, it got into the sons, when you equate that to any child, specifically Oh, was it the other chapter? Hold on. Sirach 25. No, it is 26. There it is. It says 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. So when it comes to boys and girls, you always have to be harsh on them as children. So that way when they grow up, they're not bugged the fuck out. Obviously, her mind is not strong. She has a weak mind. She has low self-esteem. All right. She needs attention to do the things that she does. She is a cry for help. But that's becoming the new norm. That's the new norm. And all that person needed was direction. But when you have a world that we live in that is technically directionless, directionless, this is what you get. Job, I'm sorry, not Job. Job 10, last two verse. It says, before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and as the shadow of death. Everything equals a death. And what is death, according to the scriptures? Sin. So she's committing a strict, she's strictly committing an abominable act by even effing around with trees. So that's a great abomination. That's a sin worthy unto death. All right. It just says without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So what people claim to freedom and all this other shit, you could do whatever you want to do. All that is darkness. This is why it says here in Romans 1 and 20. Hold on. I like how it starts. It says unbelief and its consequences. You know, I start there, 18. But the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all the ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them. For the Most High have showed it unto them. But the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power, Godhead, so that they are without an excuse. Everything that surrounds us is the doing of the Lord, right? The trees. Okay, she's talking about trees. The stars, the moon, the sun. It says, verse 21, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified Him not as the Most High. Neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened, which is their mind was darkened. That's why Yahushua said what? About the fruit. Let's see, about the tree slack you. If I can't say verbatim, I'm not gonna say it. Every tree. Matthew 7. Oh, I'm sorry, not tree. Light. Let's see. This is the next chapter. Chapter back. And it should be, yep. It says, verse 23, but if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So it's not an accident or coincidence that a lot of people be spiritually abused, is they have a darkness in them, which the demons they love to eat upon. So for her sake and all the like that's what Allah said, um, for the elect's sake, the day should be shortened. Because everybody's infested with like parasitical demons. Literally have parasites in them, but spiritual demons just be attaching themselves to people, which makes their heart or their minds dark. So if your mind is in darkness, you are acceptable to anything. To professing themselves to be wise, become fools, and change the glory. This is the point. Changing the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like corruptible men, the birds, the four-footed beasts, the creeping things. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Which it goes into homosexuality, which it goes into all the sexual immoral things that was being done. Now, Paul was bringing this up to Rome because it's a saying in the world, well, at that time, do what the Romans do. The Romans were known for their sexual deviance. There was no limitation to that. So when Paul went there, he went to correct those that was in Rome, okay, and told them like, look, if you do these things, this is what the Lord's going to do to you, and this is a clear path to your own minds, your own destruction. But this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affection. But even the women did change their natural use into that which is against nature. And guess what? That is against nature. The shit that you just said, you made mention of, that was completely against nature. All right. Jude 1:7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner gave themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, yeah, that's each other, all right, but also all the other abominable things. What proves that? Matter of fact, let's go into the law. This law was not written there just to be there. Leviticus 18:1. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I will bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinance. So the Lord was basically telling you this is the things, certain things that was done in Egypt, and is certain things that's being done in the land of Canaan. You're not supposed to be doing these things. So when you read these different judgments, all right, which I'm just gonna skim through, I'm gonna just jump down to 22. But 20, around 20, no, not 20. Yeah, the 20th chapter, it gets into this stuff. So when you jump down to 22, matter of fact, I do that too. It's the same thing. It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind is an abomination. So this is the things that they were doing in the land of Egypt and Canaan. All right. That's what they were doing. That was what the Hamites were doing. It says, neither shall thou lie with any beast to defy thyself, which you call bestiality. Right? They were doing that. It was famously known in Egypt of having sex with crocodiles. To give you some sort of clue of the madness that was being spread amongst the nations. After the doings of Sodom and Gomorrah, the other nations were still doing the things of Sodom and Gomorrah after the destruction of it. And the Lord's like, don't do these things because I'm going to destroy you. So defile not thyself in any of these things, for in these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before thee. So all these things was being done, and the Lord got rid of those heathens. All right. So we're not supposed to be doing that. Now, the main reason why they were doing that, or people doing the things that they're doing right now, because they following the protocol of Esau. All right. They weaken the minds of the people. When you weaken the minds of the people, this is the results that you get. It was all by design. Sirach 10:2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So the people that's on high are sexual deviants, then the peasants, the people that's low, they are also going to become sexual deviants. Hebrews 12 NLT. Was it NLT or NIV? I think it was NIV for this one. Let me get the NIV for this particular one. There was a brother in the camp that he read out like, oh shit, that's power. NIV, right? It says Hebrews 12:16. See that no one is sexual, immoral, or is godless like Esau, whom for a single meal sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son. So these are sexual immoral behaviors that's highly esteemed because the rulers of this world are sexual deviants. So this is why, and I remember back in the days we had the Jerry Springer show and all this other crap. This is why this behavior is highly looked upon as something of, I don't know what the fuck, but we need a great reset. And this bitch is dying. Her spirit is crying. Being a spiritual person, you could tell, like, she has some fucking issues. You could tell something's on her. And look at this idiot. I'm now looking at the other girl, right, who was supposed to look normal and is eating up everything she's saying. Yeah, this is a, wow, man, this is a crazy fucking world we in. Well, that's why we need a great reset. All right, this reset is going to be a blessing. It's really going to be a blessing. And anybody feel like the things that we're saying is incorrect, we're crazy, then no, you're the crazy one that think that this is normal. That's not normal behavior. Okay? She can't go to therapy to fix that. Now, she could go to therapy, and for the time being, it may seem like she could some sort of normalcy, but the damage is already done. Why wait to the extreme level? She's already talking about having sex with trees, like, and then the bitch that's beside her, you asking her, what if there was a female tree? It's like, yo, what the fuck kind of conversation is that? But this is where we at. This is why we vex in the spirit. This is the wickedness that's being broadcast to us. That's why we gotta get the fuck out of here. This whole land is polluted. We end it off of here. Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." Once again, this is why the scripture says, "For the elect's sake, the day shall be shortened," because this is that behavior is, like brother's been saying, um, pre-flood behavior. All right, from the violence to the abuse of their own selves, was it Second Timothy's 3? Matter of fact, me and it off on that. It says Second Timothy's 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. And we are in that perilous time. We in Jacob's trouble. This is why there is a Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is the world's trouble. Like I always state to the spirit. The world's trouble is gonna be the greatest reset. The elite's been crying about reset this, reset that for a long period of time, not knowing that the Lord already had planned for a reset. He already had it in mind how he was gonna start everything over. So we in that time to flush out. Lord's getting rid of the undesirables. Like I did on the show about agents and so forth. Um, the dude that was standing there when he was complaining about what was going on, we got to take arms and this, that, to the third. That's why he said, well, he was right beside somebody that was holding the rainbow flag. And we all know what that rainbow flag was supposed to represent in this world. So this whole shit is just, oh. And it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Literally, people marrying themselves. Yo, literally, people marrying themselves. Okay, so hey, it's bad out here, man. It says, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinence, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. For such turn away. But of this sort are they, which that goes into something else. But the point of the matter, this is the prerequisite of all the individuals. This is the vibration that's being put out there. And this is the shit that the Lord is going to get rid of. All right, finally, last one. 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So the love of this world is contrary to the love of the Most High. Our people are hurting, man. How many times you gonna say that? And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that there's a much needed reset, and the Lord's gonna bring it. All right, the Lord's gonna bring it. Matter of fact, let me end it off on this. Second Ezra 9. Is it 5 or 6? Let me start at 8. All right, 7. Everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby he believed shall be preserved from the said perils. What the said perils is right now, Jacob's trouble. All right, some harsh shit coming down the pipe. The Lord is really amplifying everything. And it says, and see my salvation in the land wherewith my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, starting from the elect and then the rest of the nation of Israel. Then shall they that be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, which are the prophets, preaching to them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. So this is the only way majority of our people is going to be cleansed, is the death by pain. All right. So I'm not saying things just to say to sound hard. Nah, this is how it's going to be. Either you're going to be saved because you was always the elect, or you're going to be saved. You're going to have to go through the actual fire and to come back. All right. Proving that there's reincarnation and the spirits don't die. So we want to be in that first ride. We don't want to go through the fucking painful death. All right. But a lot of our people need hard reset. With that being said, shalom to the elect and the nations of shalom.